Hi everybody, welcome back to Steve's Garage. Today I've got a short video on how to diagnose a worn lower ball joint. You'll probably hear a noise coming from inside the car, and you can technically diagnose this without jacking the car up and removing the wheel, but I find it easier to do so. It's easier to pinpoint it being a ball joint versus another suspension component like control arm bushing, end link, tie rod end, any number of those things. Like a lot of suspension components, if you go over a surface change, a bad ball joint can exhibit a clunk. So that's why it's kind of hard to pinpoint off just sound. A better indicator is under braking, you'll feel the car kind of shimmy back and forth, or on the highway, it wants to kind of pull all over the lane. So with your car off the ground and the wheel off, grab the rotor at 12 and 6 and rock it back and forth, or grab a pry bar and pry between the knuckle and the control arm. If your ball joint is in fact bad, you'll be able to see the play like in this video, or hear that same clunk that you hear inside the car. Now I've got the whole control arm off so we can focus on just the ball joint, and I can really show you that movement and sound that it makes. If your boots are torn, that's an obvious bad ball joint, but in this case I tore them getting the control arm off. So yeah, ball joint clearly shot. Now, to wrap up the video, I just want to talk about why I replaced the whole control arm instead of just the ball joint. These suspension components are original with just over 100,000 miles on it. This is the rear control arm bushing, and it's not shot, but it's close. On this particular car, the ball joints are press fit, and while those are not impossible to replace yourself, they're really a pain compared to the bolt-on ones, which makes it even more worth it to just swap out the whole control arm. You'd have to remove the control arm to press in new bearings anyway, so it's just worth it to know that everything on the control arm is brand new, the bushings, the ball joint, and I suggest doing left and right side because it's just like a shoe. If one's worn out, the other's not far behind. So you do both of them, left, right side, the car's already in the air, and then you know that whole thing is set. You don't have to worry about it. This control arm I picked up from O'Reilly. It even came with a new pinch bolt, which is a lifesaver because at least in a snow, salt state, you're never going to get that hardware off cleanly. And so if you can have that replacement hardware, it's all the better. I hope this video helps you either diagnose a worn lower ball joint or maybe rule one out and look somewhere else. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And if you enjoy these diagnostic or how-to videos, please don't forget to subscribe.